What's good, YouTube? Back at it again with another reaction. You about to react to the first take debate and if the Spurs can make this Warriors series interesting. Let's get it started.
Can they win 2 games? I'd be proud of them.
Damn, he only think they could win. He don't even think they could win 2 games. Nigga said I'll be proud. What?
I don't care what you saw last night. This is not the Houston Rockets. These are the Golden State Warriors. They defend.
Golden State is fucking good. They need Kawhi to get healthy.
Without Kawhi Leonard, it's not going to work. Kawhi Leonard is going to have to be ready so he can neutralize one of the triumvirate. Of the triumvirate. He's going to have to shut down one of them. So I look at it from that perspective, and then I say to myself, what I really like about the Spurs. I said it before when Tony Parker went down. I love this guy, Jonathan Simmons.
Yeah, he's good. He's going to guard Steph Curry.
Plays defense. This kid, DeJounte Murray, came off the bench.
Floater. He let him fucking floaters.
The Spurs really like this kid. I think he's got a bright future. And finally, there's been a sighting. I called for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, he showed up. I forgot. I forgot about him. He's going to have to fuck Draymond up.
Games in Houston. He played big. He is going to have to take advantage of the JaVale McGee's, the
Zaza Pachulia. Come on, get that shit out of here, man.
Now, Draymond Green's going to get leverage on them, and he's not going to be able to back
the Spurs won't get swept. I think maybe the Warriors they're going to win the series, in my opinion, but they won't sweep the Spurs.
But they're not beating the Golden State Warriors. And if they don't play the way that I described, not without Kawhi Leonard, with Kawhi Leonard, they're going to get blown out of here.
Yeah, first of all, they have no shot against the Golden State Warriors.
Damn.
People are hedging a little bit like, well, they can at least make it an interesting series. Go find someone who's going to pick the San Antonio Spurs. I know you can say, well,
there's people out there, Spurs fans. You always got to believe in your team.
LaMarcus Aldridge and Pau Gasol, those are not bullies down low. They can play in the post, but they're not really low post dominant players. Pau Gasol at his best is in the pinch post, and LaMarcus Aldridge is a jump shooter, really. These are not so they.
Well, he can play in the post.
A deficiency there in the Golden State defense, but how much? Look, the Spurs are a very likable team, Stephen A. You brought up Jonathan Simmons. You know, his backstory is amazing. The fact that he's working different jobs, taking care of his 4 daughters, and trying.
Jonathan Simmons got 4 daughters.
Pays $150 to get a tryout with the Spurs, and now is doing this. That's an amazing story.
What the fuck?
A team full of likable characters, and they're exceptionally well coached. But that's the thing about the Golden State.
How old is Jonathan Simmons?
Exceptionally well coached,
and that's crazy. He got 4 daughters.
So if 2 teams are very well coached and one is much
one of them is son.
Which team do you think is going to win? I understand the argument, and there's some validity to it.
I thought Jonathan Simmons was young.
It's not Popovich.
He looked young the way he dunking.
Kerr with more talent. It's Popovich versus
I don't know.
Brown, where Mike Brown has more talent. Maybe that's a closer kind of match. Now, there's some truth there. The Spurs could win a couple of games in this series, but they also may just get swept, Stephen A.
Oh, nah, you wildin'.
Is a much better team. The Spurs
throughout
this season
have
been streaky.
You're wildin'.
Games if you've been watching them.
Even if they win in 5 games, Spurs is not getting swept.
Consistent this year. I know they had a very, very good win-loss record, but they've been inconsistent this year. And what we've seen in the playoffs from them in recent years is like schizophrenia. They played 2 games against Oklahoma City a couple of years ago. They looked like the greatest team ever. And then the next 4 games, they're run out of the gym. Early in the playoffs, they're gone. And then in this series, they looked like they were in real trouble against Houston. And now the series is over. It didn't even go to 7 games.
Yep. So I thought that shit was going 7 games. But Harden had to fuck it up.
Compared to the Golden State Warriors,
fucking choke. Can't believe you.
I don't think it's enough to make up for it, particularly with a compromised Kawhi.
Well, we agree, but I think that the important point to point
Kawhi got to Sunday to get right, so.
In the past, and this is where the greatness of Greg Popovich.
But that's not a lot. Ankles. It depends on how bad his ankle injury is. If his ankle injury is like really hurt, it must be hurt because he didn't play.
We see guys come on this squad
in Game 6 against Houston, so it got to be
some guy in the second round or whatever the case may be.
Some type of pain,
implemented into the system,
serious pain.
Valid contributions. What I love about what I'm seeing from the Spurs, Greg Popovich, once upon a time, you just knew he was going to rely on Manu Ginobili. You just
Ginobili!
knew he was going to rely on Tim Duncan. Not to say that's a bad thing.
Only person he can rely on is Ginobili, because Parker hurt and Duncan retired. You gotta rely on Kawhi and Aldridge. I like Simmons though. Simmons, he good.
And he was like, "What about me?" Here's the situation. In San Antonio now, obviously due to injuries, but also because Popovich has shifted a little bit, those young guys, he doesn't mind throwing them in the line of fire. He doesn't mind putting them in those situations where you got this guy, Kyle Anderson, you got Jonathan
Slow-mo. That's my boy.
I'm sorry, like DeJounte Murray and those other guys. You just see what they do. Deadman as well. You just look at them. He doesn't mind throwing them. And if you got fresh legs to defend, Max, that could make things interesting against Golden State.
But listen, Golden State had almost a fucking week off. Like, they gonna have super fresh legs. A week? God damn. But Leonard has to get healthy for them to make it a series. Hopefully he healthy by Sunday. Aldridge has to show up. Jonathan Simmons has to show up. Ginobili's gonna show up. He always show up. You got Powell. He has to show up and not play like a bitch. But that's the end of the video. Tell me what y'all think. For more reactions, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.